Business objects. So what is a business objects and how does this works? Business objects, if you look into the background of business objects, you also call it as object, old versions, business objects, B as business, OBJ as objects. So don't get confused with multiple names that you find in real time. Some people call it as object, some people as BO, some people as SAP BO, and also SAP BI now, which means business objects. Same everywhere, but under SAP BI they will mention SAP BI BW, which means it's a combination of reporting and data warehousing together. Okay. So business objects is basically a reporting tool, an independent reporting tool developed by Business Objects company itself, and in year 2007 it has been acquired by SAP. So what is the reason SAP acquired Business Objects? SAP has its own tools, it has ERP tools, BW system with BEX reporting tool. Then why do we need SAP BO? BO Business Objects has a huge market. It's basically developed by a French company. But in the year 2007, SAP acquired Business Objects, which has almost 65,000 customers throughout the world. So what is the reason behind that? Why do they need to acquire? So if you observe the market till 2007, you have a lot of tools that are available, but for any business to start with, you need to have one OLTP system. And to analyze that data, we need to have OLAP system. And on top of OLAP, to visualize the data, we need to have reporting system. So I hope everyone has knowledge on OLTP, OLAP, right? And the differences between OLTP and OLAP. If you want me to explain, I can. Okay, so since you are with the background of data warehouse, you might have heard OLTP and OLAP. Now, till 2007, they are concentrating more on these source systems. And if you observe, especially SAP has almost 47% market throughout the world in terms of ERP systems. Now, the main competitors for SAP, Oracle, IBM. Now, in the year 2007, our market is looking out for analytics, data analytics. What does it mean by data analytics? So they need to analyze their information, and based on that, they want to take some decisions in the organization. So for decision making process, we need historical information. So in the year 2007, first Oracle acquired Hyperion. Hyperion is also a reporting tool, a separate reporting tool like Business Objects. And in the same manner, IBM acquired Cognos. Why this acquisition took place? Before 2007, if I want to build a data warehouse, this is what the scenario. If I say database, most of the people go for Oracle as database server. It might be OLTP or OLAP. Now, if I say ETL, most of the people choose Informatica. And again, target database is OLAP, Oracle, and reporting. This is how it was with just Cognos. Before 2007, wherein a customer has to go for different vendors in order to build a single solution called data warehouse. So data warehouse consists of source database and target database. The source is going to have OLTP, which we call it as OLTP system. Again, target, which is OLAP system. Both are databases. Sorry. Now, from the source to target, we have data models. In between, we also have data modeling part here, which will be done by using a tool called Dreamviewer, don't remember, which is a CA tool developed by CA, Computer Associates. So first we analyze the source system and we create a model in the target, which is an OLAP system. And once we have the structure, we need to extract the source and transform the way how we want and load it into the target, which we call it as ETL. Now, as I said, here everyone goes for a source system as Oracle. Now, for example, SAP already acquired 47% of the market throughout the world in ERP application. Now it has to improve the market. It can generate more revenue by concentrating on other applications, especially BI solutions or data warehousing solutions or analytics. That is the reason, the big MNCs in the market in the year 2007, they have acquired a big MNCs, which is already established in the market. Now, Oracle thinks that I have customers and they are looking for a solution which is a data warehouse solution, and for that solution, they are going for the other vendor. Why can't I produce my own data warehousing tools so that I can also generate more revenue? So that's the reason that everyone started concentrating more on data warehousing solution. And now, in the current situation, if you observe, each and every company has their own tools, especially with the example, if you take SAP, data warehousing solution source will be SAP ERP, SAP BO. Same thing you can observe Microsoft related products. If you see source system, SQL Server, followed by ETL, which we call it as SSIS, SQL Server Integration System. Target, again, SQL Server, and reporting, SSRS. This complete kit is known as MSBI. Same thing, Oracle, you have Oracle Data Integrator, Oracle Source, Target, and Hyperion. So each and every company, they have their own tools, and they have researched in the market and in each and every area, and wherever that they are lagging behind, so they have purchased other tools and they are developing it now. So coming to SAP architecture is completely different with any other tools that we compare. For example, People who worked on Informatica can work on BOTS, data services, data integrator, Oracle data integrator, any other ETL tools, but they can't work on SAP BW. Same thing, SAP BW cannot work on any other reporting tools or ETL tools. So in SAP, since it has acquired almost 50% of the market, you have huge customers who are making use of this back-end ERP systems, and now they want to analyze their data and they need data warehouse solution, and SAP is concentrating more on SAP BW systems or SAP BI systems. So that's the reason you can see more opportunities on top of reporting and ETL, especially those are all not new projects. The existing projects which are running on top of SAP BW, they want to upgrade the reporting system from VEX reporting to BO reporting. Okay, so that's the overall history, and we'll just have a look at business objects. How does it look like? So business objects has two types of installations. One is client installation, the other one is server installation. Client and server tools. So all the client tools will be installed on the developer machine. Let's say you want to develop a report, you are the BO developer. Then you need client tools to be installed on your machine. And these server tools, server configuration will be done in a remote centralized location. Now if you look into my machine, this is the remote machine where I have Business Objects 4.1 is installed along with the client tools. Now once you install, you observe SAP Business Intelligence under all programs, and you see Business Objects BI Platform 4.0. These are all server tools, and you will also observe client tools. If you expand, these are all client tools. So how does Business Objects works? As I said, each and every developer will have a client tool installed on his machine, and they try to develop their own reports. Now they need to distribute those or Business Objects server, and the interface that they use is BI Launchpad, a web interface, and there is a standard URL which we call it as BI Launchpad. And since most of you have worked on older version of Business Objects, which we call it as InfoView, now they are calling it as BI Launchpad. So SAP BI Launchpad is a web-based application using which you can connect to the Business Objects enterprise, and you will be able to view all the reports to which you have access to, and you can run the reports and see the data to analyze. So this is the URL, standard URL that we use in order to connect to the BI Launchpad. The URL consists of the server name. Since I have installed Business Objects on the machine where I am running this URL, I can mention that as localhost. But usually in real time we mention the system name of the server where it has installed, or the IP address of the Business Objects server machine, followed by the port number. 8080 is the default port number used by any Business Objects application. /BOE/BI is the URL, standard URL for BI Launchpad in 4.1 application, Business Objects. Now when you execute that, it prompts you to enter user ID and password. So provide that information. And click on log on. And once you are able to successfully log in to the BI system, it shows the main dashboard. So this dashboard gives you what are all the recently viewed documents in the server, and do you have any alerts. And you also see your inbox. this inbox is for you have multiple users in business objects enterprise. So you can share some report from your inbox without you can share the reports from multiple users, like how you share the or exchange the mails using third-party email IDs like Gmail or Yahoo. In the same manner, you can send some reports or receive some reports from the other users of business objects to this inbox. And you can also see the list of applications which are available in business objects and alerts. If there are any alerts enabled for the reporting, that will be displayed here. So this is the main dashboard. As soon as you log in into BI Launchpad, that this will be displayed, and click on documents. You will be redirected to the list of folders and reports which are published in business objects. Since I logged in as an administrator, I'll be able to see all the folders and all the different reports. So what are all the different reporting tools that we have in business objects? In business objects, the client tools that we have are, or we can also call this as UDT. And again, we have a latest tool which is information design tool, which we call this as IDT, followed by a reporting tool, Web Gens Rich Client. We also call it as Webby Rich. Another one is Crystal Reports, Designer, and then dashboards. So these are all the main reporting tools that we have. We do have other tools as well. These are all, as a report developer or BO developer, we deal with these tools mostly. Now, why do we have these many tools? What is the purpose of each and every tool? And once we create this, where do we store them? So these are all installed on the client machine or on the developer machine, where we develop multiple reports and we publish them into this centralized server. And this server, whoever have access to this server, you can log in and browse through multiple folders, and you can open the reports. See here, there are some web intelligence samples which are already published. If you want to view them, just double click. It opens the output. So here I have some graphs to analyze the data based on the backend data warehouse. I can always refresh. I can click on refresh button here, which is going to hit the backend database and pull the latest information from the database. So as an end user or business analyst, they log into this site and they try to check the output, and then they are going to analyze the data. So this is what happens in the real time. Not only web intelligence, we also have other reporting tools published like Crystal Reports. You can simply double click, you can view the data. So like this, multiple reports are stored in a centralized location, and it works like a Microsoft SharePoint. Have you ever heard before what is Microsoft SharePoint? So Microsoft SharePoint, in any organization, we use that Microsoft SharePoint in order to share documents between multiple employees in an organization, right? Through web. The same manner, here we have different reporting tools which we want to share with our clients. So we publish them into a centralized location, which we call it as Business Objects Enterprise. And we maintain all the folder content, security, which user has which folder access, what are all the tasks that he can perform once he logs into this BI Launchpad. So everything will be handled by Business Objects Administrator. to administer the content of business objects. Business objects administrator has a separate application, which is a web application, which we call it as CMC. Central Management Console. Like BI Launchpad, we also have other web application which is Central Management Console. If you go to the installation, we find another URL which is CMC. So once you log in here, so usually clients will not have an access to this website. Only the administrator, BO administrator will have an access to this CMC. And here is the place where we can create multiple user accounts, where we can set security, where we can manage the folders, create multiple folders, subfolders, start and stop the services of business objects, completely managed through web application. So based on the security that the administrator provides here, that will reflect in BI Launchpad, and the user can access the content to which he has access to. So that is an overview of business objects. Any questions? So in this training session, we will be learning about, so let me give you an overview of what we are going to learn in this training session. So in this course content, we discuss about, we start with BO architecture, followed by Universe Designer, followed by Information Design Tool, then Web Intelligence, Rich Client, followed by Crystal, and then Dashboards with Live Office, and Query as a Web Service. And then widgets, and then BO admin. BO admin covers creating users, user groups, security, scheduling. That's it. So this is the overall content which we discuss in this training session, and the version that we are using is SAP BO 4.1 Service Pack. So that's all for the demo, and open for questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. And once you get registered, you will get an access. Lavanya, I'll come to you. Yes, Surendra.
No. Yeah, actually, I'm completely unaware of the SAP BO and BA that I am working on mainframe background. If I learn SAP BO, actually I'm seeing here the profiles like they're asking BO with the BA 2 years and BO and Teradata they are asking. Like it is completely. Yes. SAP BO is enough to.
No, that's what I actually mentioned in the starting of the session. To learn business objects, okay, you might have joined later. The minimum requirement to learn business objects is you should know data warehouse theory, what exactly a data warehouse is and why do we need data warehouse. If you don't know, I can provide you the presentation which has each and every information what we do in data warehouse. Okay.
Okay.
So we actually start with data warehouse introduction, but I see 100% people who have joined are already working on ETL tools, so that's why I skipped that. Okay.
Okay.
And then followed by, you should have at least one database knowledge.
Yeah. Will you cover?
Since you are from mainframe background, you might have DB2 knowledge, right?
Yes, I have.
But that knowledge need not be, complete a database. The knowledge that you need is you need to be able to write select statements to read the content from database.
Yes.
All select statements, calculations, everything, any SQL that you write like subqueries, inline queries, where clauses, filter conditions, anything that you write, it should be something related to reading the content from the database. We are not going to deal with updating the content into database like what you are doing now in mainframe.
Okay.
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 So one database knowledge is enough, but yes, of course, when you see the requirement, they do ask for a specific requirement like I want to have people who has knowledge on Teradata, because if you have knowledge on SQL Server, Oracle, never mind. Even you have knowledge on SQL Server, if the backend database is Oracle, both are compatible with each other. Very less changes that you can see in the SQL that we write, standard SQLs. But Teradata is something different in the market. But you can still apply for that because I don't think so that they have more weightage on Teradata. Provided if you have that experience also, it will be an added advantage. Okay.
Okay.
So nowadays the competition is in such a way you should know one database, one ETL tool and one reporting tool.
Yes.
These three are mandatory. But I don't say that if you don't know all these three you can't go for a job. There are job openings who needs only BO with minimal knowledge on backend database. Okay.
Will you give the basic details of Teradata?
No, because that is requirement specific. Now you might ask Teradata, maybe tomorrow it might be DB2 and again SAP HANA. So I cover only business objects. So in our example, we will be looking at Microsoft SQL Server as a backend data warehouse. And the front end is a reporting tool which is BO. And provided if you want, I can also show you how to connect to SAP BW and BEX queries. So we are actually working on that configuration and I'll also show you how do we connect to SAP BW.